Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming here today. Today we have an awesome guest directly from Dubai. Mr. Vinay, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Daniel. How are you doing? Thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you. I just saw you a couple days ago, and I thought, you know what? I think this is a good time, perfect time to introduce you and understand a little bit more about how we can use leverage in Dubai market using a mortgage company. So you guys already know me. I'm from Italy original, live in Canada for many years, and I have learned quite a bit understanding how to do the market industry, real estate specifically in the North America, and how they use constructive leverage, and only if you understand how to do it, how to learn, and also the most important things, even though I think is my Italian background, it's good to connect with the people around. And when you connect, you open up all these boxes and you start to learn things that most of the time society doesn't teach you the correct way and to learning. And so it's good that, also as a good karma to share this information with the people out there. And then at the end, they decided. So today with Vinay, he's a perfect person to understand how to invest and use leverage of his knowledge. And so I would like to start first to introduce a little bit about yourself, and then we start to go gradually learning and go more deep in case study as well, so people that start to understand. Specifically for people that have no clue whatsoever, what does it mean golden visa, no resident, but then we go step by step. But let's start first with you so people really understand who you are.
Oh. So my name is Vinay Bhatia. I'm a mortgage consultant, and I'm working with a company called Benchmark Mortgage Brokers. We are a pretty old mortgage company in UAE. And I myself is ex-banker also. I worked for various banks in Dubai in my entire career. Earlier, I was working in India. In Dubai, I'm here from last 12 years now.
12
and
years.
I worked for a few local banks. And in my career, I worked for a few multinational banks like Standard Chartered, Barclays now. So now I'm working with the Benchmark Mortgage Brokers from last 7-8 years now.
Okay.
So I understand the market, and I can help you and your clients in any of the questions if you have, and I can get the mortgage also done for any of you.
Awesome,
Right, so
awesome.
to understand the non-resident mortgage, because I understand that you are more interested in knowing about how the non-resident mortgage works in Dubai.
Yeah,
Right.
first of all, I want to go into say a few things so people then understand why. Obviously, this is my prospect. Why people should go with a mortgage agency versus going to the bank, because as I said before, most of the time we know just we have to go to a bank in order to get a loan and buy a house, right? No matter what kind of a house it is, but then we don't understand also the details, and specifically, and the easy one that I always say to my clients. When you go to a bank, they're going to ask you for your credit score, right? And if you don't like what you get, your credit score is going down. And as you go and move forward to another bank, your credit score is going to be lower and lower, and then you end up to pay more premium. And on top of that, when they get also approval, or they don't get approval, for some reason they go in and purchase something with a credit card. So they end up then, even if they get approval, they even pay even much more. So I think it's crucial to guiding the clients from A to B, not just okay, I'll go here and do that. It's very important to follow up with this step. I want to start first, if you don't mind, why Dubai has so much details and help people, not just the residents, but mostly the non-residents coming from any type of country, and allow to invest and protect them from a standpoint of a mortgage.
So See, allowing mortgage is like quite very easy. In Dubai, we are doing it for a very long time now. People around the world are now investing in Dubai. So when people are investing, they are looking to buy properties. Mortgage is one of the criteria which a lot of people are actually looking for. Right. So here, usually, if I say a few years ago, very less banks were doing non-resident mortgages. But now, as so many people around the world are coming to Dubai for their living, for investment, even Dubai has a plan to increase its population also. So we have so many expats because the local population in Dubai is very less. We have more expats here who are working here, living here, having a short-term visa, long-term visa, different facilities are there. So in this case, bank mortgages always help. So banks are actually easily providing the mortgage. They are not having much difficult criteria for the clients, even for residents or non-residents. So here we help people, we help them so that if you are having a money to buy one property with mortgage, you can leverage yourself and you can buy more properties as well.
Right. And one of the typical questions that usually I have, they say, okay, so if it's easy already, if I go with the pre-sale construction, I already got all the kind of mortgage with them. Why I should go with the mortgage agency?
Okay. So if you are buying any off-plan project where you have a payment plan, you're talking about that, right? So with payment plan, now there are different kind of a payment plan. Either you will pay some 30-40% during the construction and major chunk of the payment 50-60% after the construction at the time of handover of the property, or there could be another plan where you pay most of the amount during the construction, like 70-80% during the construction, and smaller amount which is like 30-20% at the time of handover of the property. So in either case, mortgage can work. I will tell you how. So let's take a first example. If you have taken a property off plan where you have a payment plan where you will be paying 30-40% during the construction and rest of the payment at the time of handover. So now here, if you pay 40%, now handover come, you need to pay 60% of the property value at this time. You can take a mortgage. Bank will give you 60% and directly pay to the developer.
Okay.
So you will get the mortgage out of here. If you have taken the post-handover plan from the developer, the first thing is that post-handover plan will be giving you only for maybe 2 years, 3 years, or maximum 5 years. So you have a big chunk of payment going from your pocket every month or every quarter like that. Whereas mortgage can be given to you for a longer tenure, for 15 years, 20 years, even 25 years is the maximum what we can give. So with that amount, if you divide it into 25 years, you have a very small payment. Now, if you give your property on rent, maybe your rental will pay off your mortgage, or you may get some savings also. So in this way, mortgage also helpful for you to get the lower payments. When you have more savings, you can use that savings to buy another property as well. Right. Another criteria, let's say you already pay 70-80% during the construction and now the handover, you only pay 20%. So here, you always have the opportunity to leverage. Bank will approve you for the 60% of the property value. Out of that, they will pay whatever is left with the developer, 20-30% they can pay to the developer. And rest of the amount, whichever is left, they can pay to you. Not directly, but they can tell you that this is already your amount of money. You have this money approved. You can use this money to buy any other property, any other real estate in UAE.
I think you already have a camera in my house. You already read everything I was going to ask you all these questions because already most of these are the typical question, right? They ask you. So I'm happy that you go step ahead. It's kind of interesting things. Already now for people that have no clue, they already start to understand these steps. Also, as we know already, we always working with the people left brain and right brain. So they understand number, They have
Yeah.
no clue. So I will go a little bit slowly as well in other type of circumstance for people
No
that
problem.
like, I have no idea what's going on. Whatever he said, I have no clue. So I think we should start to say also the
All right.
beginning of a residence, no residence. What the hell is that? Is a golden visa, and how much I need to pay to buy and get the golden visa. And if I don't get the golden visa, I got 1 or 2 years, they kind of go one on top of the other, right? So it's good to let them people the first step. Obviously, as our agency, we always try to understand the criteria of the clients. So we understand if they want something short term, long term, right? I have value and I have a 1 year visa. Okay.
Yeah.
So the 1 year visa allow me to open a bank account, for example, and what's the leverage I can use with you, working with you, in order to make payments for the 3 years plan, for example. And then on top of that, how I can use the leverage of value of the house and move forward and rinse and repeat, for example.
Yeah, so with a visa, any kind of a resident visa, even if it is a short-term resident visa or a 10 years golden visa, you are very much getting the facilities for the resident. You can also open an account. Account can also be opened in any of the bank using that visa and your local mobile number, and you need a local address. Some kind of these things are required, and you can get the account open. Right. Now about the leverage of the property. So there are two different things which you need to note. First thing is, if you have an outstanding payment to the developer, in that case, even if you bought the property for, let's say, 1 million, right, and now the current market value of the property is 1.5 million, but bank will only consider the value as 1 million till the time developer will not get his full payment. So if you are asking a mortgage to pay to the developer, in that case, the bank will consider the sale and purchase agreement value to give you the mortgage. And after that, tomorrow, if you already paid to the developer, you have a property which is already cash purchase and now everything is done. In that case, if they want to give you a mortgage, they will do the valuation of the property, and whatever is the market value, you will get the mortgage based on that value. So, moreover, it's always higher.
So let's say I have a client that from Bulgaria, and he has already his own business. Okay, he already has business there, and he wants to purchase an apartment. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the criteria of the bank ask about what he needs supposed documentation supplied to you, and how much he can get? If it is, I understand that there is two different things between if I have a business or a corporate, right? Or I am a personal individual.
Yeah. So in either case, if you are a resident or non-resident, in either case, what bank is checking to give you the mortgage is two different things. First, that the property is freehold. The property on which you apply a mortgage against that property is actually eligible for the mortgage. That's the very first thing what bank is checking. So most of the property which people are buying are freehold. I would say 99% properties which are in the market are freehold properties. So you can get those properties. You can get a mortgage. So property is eligible. The other important thing is about income of the applicant. So if you are living in Dubai, if you have a business, you are employed or self-employed, in either case, your income is required to check to give you eligibility for the mortgage. So income is required to check your eligibility for the repayment. Let's say you have 10 properties in UAE, right? But you doesn't have any income. So here bank can give you a mortgage, but bank will they want to make sure that how do you make the repayment of the mortgage. So for that, your income is important. So for any individual, if you have a eligible income, you are eligible to get first property for 80% of mortgage. 80% is the maximum
80%.
what you can get. Even if you are employed or self-employed, company ownership or corporate, you can get first property for 80% if the property value is under 5 million. Okay. In case if the property value is more than 5 million and this is your first property, you can get maximum 70% mortgage against the value of the property. So first property 80% if under 5 million, if more than 5 million, 70%. Now this is for the first property. After that, any second or subsequent property, whatever is the value, can be only mortgaged for 60% of the property value. That's the criteria for everyone.
Probably you are familiar with the formula of you buy, rent, refinance, and repeat.
Yes. Yeah.
This is one thing I didn't know when I left my country. I learned everything in US, in Canada. I did many times, even flipping. So that's the sequence of people. That's how they grew up. One of my friends in Canada, mortgage lady, she said, when you buy a house, it's like a mother and make a little baby for the next one, and produce one after the other. So how we can use that leverage in Dubai, specifically because the majority of people, they buy off plans. So I think after 2-3 years, how they can leverage that and what documentation they needed.
So are you talking about residents or non-resident? The documentation are different for both of them.
Correct. We can explain both cases.
Okay. So first about the leverage. See, what you are doing in Canada or US, the market here is a little different. Although I can tell you what is happening here. So if you are buying an off-plan property, paying from your side, whatever is the outstanding for the property, and when you get the handover of the property, assuming that you have paid everything for the property. Now, property is 100% owned by you and you don't have any payment left for any developer or anyone. For that property, you can take an equity. So bank will be ready to give you 60% mortgage against that property. This 60% amount, 60% of the property valuation, I would say market valuation of the property, right? Not the price whatever you have bought for. I'm talking about bank will do the property valuation. They will hire a valuation agency they already have, and they will do the property valuation. So whatever the valuation is come, you will get 60% from that property. Now this amount you can use to buy another property. Yeah. Now this 60% amount is approved for you. Either if you want, you can use that complete amount to buy one property, or you can use that amount to buy 2 properties, or you can use that amount to buy a part of property, investing another in an off plan, to invest the same in an off plan, whatever you want, any real estate, you can use that amount accordingly. Right. About the documentation. In resident, the documentation is different from non-resident. So first I'm talking about the non-resident. It's quite simple, no problem, no hassle. We don't need your tax refund. We don't need your company statement. The very simple document for non-resident is your personal bank statement, which we need. It should be a single account in your name, and you need to maintain a good amount of balance in that account. When I say good amount of balance, it doesn't say $50,000 or $100,000. It could be as low as $10,000 also. Even if you have $10,000 in your account, we need a statement of 3 months or 6 months, depending upon the different banks' criteria. This is the first important thing. And over and above this, we need your employment or your income document. If you are employed in a corporate, we need that document to show that you are getting salary every month, your salary certificate, employment certificate, like that. Plus your residence address proof to show that you are living in this part of the world where you are working, you have an address, you have electricity, utility bills. If you are self-employed, if you have a company, in that case, we just need a company ownership proof It could be your trade license, professional license, those kind of any document. So very simple criteria. No tax return required, no company documents required. I mean, no company statement
Awesome.
to generate income, no audit requirement, not showing the profit. Very simple criteria. You have your balance in your personal bank account, you can be eligible for the mortgage for 60%. Now it depends upon the property value. If you have more balance, you get the more mortgage amount approval. Right? This is for the non-resident I'm talking about. Now for the resident, things are a little different. For resident, we check the income. How much you are earning in UAE. So if you have a salary, we consider your salary as your income. And if you are a business owner, self-employed, then we check the company income, what the company is making money, how the company is operating, and how much profit turnover you make from the company. So different criteria is there, but still simple. You can easily get the mortgage. If you are looking for 50-60%, it's quite easy. If you need 70-80%, little complex. But yes, everything is possible, everything is working on.
So for what you just said right now, because again, it's a brainstorm, people out there, maybe they think about, so let's say I want to open a bank account, I have a corporation, should I open a bank account through personal or as an individual or as a corporation? So then in a couple of years from now, let's say I'm going to transfer some money every couple of months, do I build some credit with the bank so they will give me a little bit more?
Different banks have different kind of approach here. But yes, if you have a corporate, if you have a company here,
criteria.
You open a company bank account, you open a personal bank account. Now here a simple way is whatever money you are sending from your company account to your personal account, as a salary, as a remuneration, as a withdrawal, bonus, anything, that we can consider as your income. And based on that also, after 6 months, you can get a mortgage for as I would say 60-65% is possible. Easy way.
Okay, very good. And yeah, it's good. And so you say before the 10,000 is 10,000. What's currency? US?
$10,000 I was talking about. US dollars.
USA 10,000. Okay. And the same thing if I open account or somebody open account, you should have deposit like monthly deposit or every 2-3 months. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so for non-resident clients, we don't check the deposits, but we check the balance in the account. So I'm talking about the balance only. If you have this kind of a balance sitting in your account over and above whatever transactions you are doing, deposit, withdrawal, it's fine. If you have this amount sitting in your account, then you are eligible. For residents, it's not about the balance, it's about the income, deposits in that. So different criteria for resident and non-resident.
Different criteria. Yeah, I noticed that also, and for people out there too, it's good that the documentation is pretty easy. It's not pilot of document to submit. But also, I would say that I have also right now, as we know already, lots of commercial open up in offshore in Dubai. So I think this is also good for people that want. They don't know yet, or they need to look at for specific, and they start to transfer the money so they can start to building an asset or credibility towards the Dubai bank. So then your job will be a little bit easier to move around and request to be specific.
Come again, can you please ask again?
Yes, so what I said that is good for people right now that they think about also to open a commercial business. And so from non-resident standpoint, obviously, so to open a business account and then start transferring money. So then in a short period of time, you can facilitate it to get the mortgage.
So if you are opening a company in UAE, if you already opened, but you have not transferring any salary to yourself, so please start this. This is actually preparation. If you start sending a salary to yourself from your company to your personal account, in a 6 months time, probably you will be ready to get the mortgage. You can
Right.
start preparing this. Yeah.
And so at this point also we talk about time. So what is the time frame? Let's say somebody's connected with you in order to present documentation and open a bank account or get a mortgage. Because sometimes they say, I don't have enough time to come. So what's a time frame if they can come, do everything, and then they can leave? Or what you can send to them electronically in order to sign? What's the option?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm talking about the mortgage here. So for applying a mortgage, getting an approval, we don't need your presence here.
Okay.
Everything can be done through the emails. Documents can be sent, signed, sent, can be done through emails. Yeah. So we can apply for the pre-approval. We can get the valuation done. We can get the final approval even done without your presence in Dubai. So once the final approval is done, then we need your presence to come to Dubai. Now, even if you are coming for 5-6 days, in this time, we can get your signatures, we can open your account, and we can even get the transfer also done for the property. This is possible. But some of the banks, they don't do like that. Some of the banks want customer to come 2 times also. So we check what is the customer requirement. If customer doesn't, even if you doesn't have time, if you say, okay, I will come only for 1 day, I can make this possible even in 1 day also. That is also possible. So according to the requirement of the customer, we work accordingly. But usual requirement is 5 to 7 days. If you're coming for 5 to 7 days, that will be a better option.
Okay, very important because everybody is different. Every bank is different. So we are kind of in the middle, try to keep things.
So, but you have to come. Your presence is definitely required. Without coming to UAE, it is not possible. That is for sure. One-time presence is 100% required.
Yeah, I mean, personal opinion. Of course, if you want to open a business in another country, at least you have to go at least once to sign some documentation, in order to figure out, because the bank wants to know who you are, right? So that is important. And the same argument we talk about the commercial. So what would be a typical commercial loan? There is any type of understanding to get from a bank in order for people to try to understand if it's good option to buy something smaller, as in a corporation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. So we are offering the loan for the commercial properties as well. You can get the loans for commercial property when it comes to mortgages. Few banks are doing commercial properties. Not all banks are into it because there is very less requirement for the commercial mortgages. But yes, it is possible. Again, the option is to get a commercial mortgage loan for 60% of the value of the property. And if you want to buy anything in the name of company, that is also possible. The criteria is not that simple. Your company should be in UAE. It should be more than 3 years old. It should be generating a turnover, and you need a proper office. All these criteria should be meet out in order to get the loan in the name of company. Otherwise, when it comes to individual loan, we don't have this much criteria. We can fulfill just small kind of requirements and it can be done. Your office, if you don't have an office, you're working from home, you don't have a company turnover, it can be done. You don't have employees in the company, you don't have a proper office setup, everything can be taken care of in the case of individual mortgage. But in case of corporate company mortgage, you need to have all of these.
Okay. That gives you lots of different scenario for people to understand which one is the best one. Because right now we have not just off plan but also the commercial. Back on the off plan, obviously it's maybe it's not good for us, but I know that lately the bank now open to this concept because it's not just a business but embrace together the mentality that all the UAE they have in order to facilitate these things. So what's your approach and also the understanding of this little change in order to help the clients? What you recommended?
See, I would also want to tell you that commercial mortgage or corporate, like in the name of company, if you're looking for a mortgage, that is only possible for residents. For non-resident, we don't offer company mortgages. You can't get a company mortgage in the name of for a non-resident, right? Only
Okay.
resident is possible.
Okay. Thank you for this clarification. Okay. And so back on the question of this change lately of, from my understanding, of bank also helping people for off plan. You lean towards this idea as well. So what is your recommendation to somebody from outside? They want to buy something and they can use you as an expert to facilitate that.
Yeah, so see, if you are contacting me, I can work out everything for you. I can choose the best option. Plus, I will make sure that you will not need to come to UAE again and again if you are a non-resident. And if you are a resident also, we as a mortgage consultant, I can make sure that which bank can give you mortgage easily. So accordingly, we will apply your loan in the bank. So here, you can't go to all the banks to check what bank is offering what. So we can get you the best option. That is one. We can arrange everything starting from the pre-approval up to the transfer of the property. We can handle and manage each and everything. And to be honest, we don't charge a much fees on that. There are very nominal fees, but we are charging for all these facilities. And you can get in touch with me. Mr. Daniel can give you my phone number or email ID. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that was my question as well. My next question regarding the fee. So thank you for clarify that. A time frame for the bank also to give an answer.
Yeah, so usually a pre-approval takes approximately 1 week for a resident, maximum 2 weeks for a non-resident, and altogether all the process can be finished within 4 to 6 weeks. That is a normal time frame.
Time frame. Okay, awesome. And doesn't matter whatever money they can. There is a certain amount that you say that people they should send to their own bank if they're not residents. Even crypto. So there is a limit that they can transfer, or you suggested in order to maintain some transparency, credibility. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So here, see, the thing is, once you have your account opened, you can keep all the money whenever you want and whatever you want. That's not an issue. And when it comes to the bank fees and all the fees you can send directly to the banks. So where the banks are having their own account number where you can send the money, fees, everything to the bank directly. Right. And for my fees also, I will take the fees at the time of when you complete the mortgage, at the time of completion. Not in the very initial start, I don't ask for any fees for you. You're not going to pay any fees to me in the start. I will only charge you once you get the approval. Before the approval, even I don't charge. In case if I don't get you the approval, I will not charge any fees.
Excellent. And also, what is the interest that the people that can get for different type of loan, resident or residence, commercial?
So interest are differ for each product. I would say it for a non-resident starts from 5.1%, goes up to 5.99%, and for residents it starts from around 3.99%, goes up to 4.5% for salaried. For self-employed is 0.5% higher. That's it. Okay.
And the time you say 25 years is based also on the age, I believe so, right?
Maximum 25 years. Up to the age of 65 or up to the age of 70, as per the profile of the client, is possible.
Right. For residents and non-residents, I think it's residents as 70, something like that, right? For non-residents.
For non-resident, also we can get you up to the age of 70 years. I have done that.
Okay, excellent. So there is lots to learn, lots to educate also the people out there, and I see there is. It's pretty. I want to say pretty easy, but it's facilitated versus my experience dealing with the bank and a different countries. Just bank, they ask you like this. A mortgage is you like this. In your case, it's probably like this.
So
right.
the thing is, from this, I will try to make you this, so you will have this much.
Correct. Yeah, that's I like this thing. Yeah.
So Daniel, actually, one more important thing, which is we just want to check. I just want to tell you. Sometimes what happened, you are not getting the approval based on certain parameters. That could be possibility for everyone has a different kind of profile, right? Here,
right.
See, I'm ex-banker, so as I work with the bank, we have some kind of internal connections with the authority, which a normal person which is going to the bank is not getting. Maybe his profile is strong, but when it comes to the bank, what bank is looking for is not meeting out the criteria. Whatever documents they have provided are not in the right direction. So bank is not easily analyze what is actually the scenario. So here also we make a strong difference because I understand what kind of a profile, how to make the file to present to the bank, the presentation and everything, it matters. Right. So when I'm taking a responsibility for any of the client to provide you a mortgage, then I will make sure that you will get it. This is my own thing.
That's, I guess, for people, they say, okay, why should go with mortgage consultant benchmark with Vinay? That's is your behind other things. Transparency, trust, people understanding why choose us, right? Because we are in the business. Specifically, they don't want to come, or if they come, very short time. They need to know they go in and out, and they have all the trust for us.
Yeah, of course. The building trust is the first important step, and I'm doing that from the last 12 years in UAE. That's why I'm here. So that's what I'm saying. So building trust is very important. That's why I'm not asking any fees to the client in the very initial stage. Once you build your trust, you get the approval, then you understand the things, then only you can pay anything. Before that, there's no need anything to pay. Right. So if anyone wants to contact me, I can also give my email ID here. It's Vinay, VINAY, @benchmarkbrokers.ae.
Yes. I will add also your phone number as well if you want it below, so that people they can see on the social media as well. Yeah.
I'm available on WhatsApp calls also. You can call me on WhatsApp, or you can just send me a message on WhatsApp.
I know there are so many other questions, and we can stay here for so many other podcasts or Zoom call. But one more thing that sometimes also just come back in my mind. They say, Danny, I don't have a good credit score in my country, so would the mortgage will facilitate me to open a bank account and get a loan? What's the criteria?
So if you're not having a good credit score in your own country, you're talking about, still I can manage. A lot of people I have done like that, where they don't have a good credit score in their own country, but I got them the mortgage here in UAE, open the bank account also. So now you have a new opportunity to build your new credit score in UAE.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. I think this is the last good question asking you. So I'm very happy for that. Obviously, people that can answer requests, any type of information between me and Vina, we're happy to support your case and build your asset, right? Because nowadays economy, financially, global market, lots of shift, and we are a provider. I believe we should always offer possibility, and then everybody make their own decision on that.
That's right. Of course, you have the possibility now to invest in Dubai. Dubai is open for the entire world, and I would welcome you.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Vinay, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully this have done some value opportunity to anyone that start watching this podcast video, and probably will do others. So keep in touch with everybody. Thank you for the time. Many blessings, and enjoy your day. See you the next time.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for inviting me for this podcast, and I'm very much thankful to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.